My name is Christia Donaldson, and I'm the author of Thank God I'm Natural, the ultimate guide to caring for and maintaining natural hair. And essentially, I wrote this book because I wanted to let black women know that you don't have to have a silky or wavy hair texture in order to go natural. I also wanted black women to know about my experience going natural, in which I wore a wig for close to 2 years to disguise the fact that my hair was kinky in order to be successful in corporate America. Ended up, that situation backfired. It didn't get me the results I was looking for in terms of better relationships with my colleagues, improved or greater access to assignments, and just kind of impressing my clients. At the end of the day, my obsession with good hair got me very close to being fired. And when I moved to my second job and the job that I'm currently at, I've always worn my hair natural, and I've done extremely well and been able to be very successful at the organizations that I work with, and people have mentored me and took an interest in me, and I just want black women to know that. So in addition to kind of my personal story, the book also highlights the stories of various black women who have gone natural. It gives advice and tips on caring for your natural hair, whether you're transitioning or already natural, as well as tips if you're thinking about going or getting locks, as homemade hair care recipes, some health care facts related to the dangers of relaxers, as well as an entire section on hair loss and FAQs, and an international salon directory. So that's just some of the stuff covered in the book. It's over 300 pages long, and there's just a wealth of information there.
And during the research for the book, did you find out anything about hair that you didn't know before that shocked you?
Well, and the crazy thing is I'm still researching. It's never really stopped, but in terms of researching for the book as it is today, I think the thing that was most shocking to me was the fact that black women during slavery kept their hair covered constantly, largely in part to protect it from the sun because it dries it out, but also out of shame and embarrassment, because before we came to America as slaves, or were brought here as slaves, we took great pride in caring for our tresses, and hair in many African societies has major significance in terms of where you are, in terms of your position or your status. And when we came here and didn't have the opportunity to spend those hours on our hair, we often kind of were ashamed and embarrassed by its condition and kept it covered. So that's one of the most shocking facts I found in terms of my own personal research. But like I mentioned, I continue to research, and I'm coming across a lot of women who are of African heritage, who are just living in America, who are also doing studies on this issue. And it just surprises me that these issues are not just unique to African American women, that women in various parts of the world also have kind of issues with their natural texture, even if they live in a largely or predominantly black country. So places like Botswana, also Ghana and Nigeria, you'll find that women have the same issues or are dealing with the same notions of fitting in with a European beauty aesthetic based on what they see in the media. So that continues to shock me, and again, that's something I'm continuing to research.
And what has been the reaction from black women been to your book?
Largely extremely positive. I tell people it's almost like a sisterhood, because this is the type of book, and I did not know this when I was writing it, but it's the type of book that when you go out and buy it and you enjoy it, you feel compelled to share the information with your best friend, with your sister, with your mother, with one of your coworkers. And so it's kind of turning into a sisterhood in that respect, and not just amongst black women, but amongst white women and white men and black men as well. I've had a number of encounters with white people at my job who will say, I know a black woman who's had issues with her hair. She's a very close friend of mine. I'm going to get her book because I think the way you wear your hair is beautiful. I love the fact that you're promoting a natural message, and I think she could get something out of that. So it's not just black women who are taking to the book, but again, it's whites, like I said, white people who have black friends, or white mothers with black daughters, or black men who just want to let their girlfriend or wife know, you don't have to wear a weave, you don't have to wear a wig. I'm okay with you, and you're beautiful just the way you are.
And what kind of hairstyle are you rocking now?
I love this hairstyle.
Can you show it to us?
Sure. These are kinky twists, and my hair is really long, but sometimes I add in extensions to give it a little bit of color. And I love this style because with me touring and everything for the book and having to constantly be on the go, it's not really a lot of work. Generally, I only have to get my front cornrowed over for a month, and I've had this style for up to 3 months. I'm getting it taken down in the beginning of April, but I love it, and you can go to my blog, thankgodi'mnatural.wordpress.com, and you'll see a lot of different styles on there. Natural hair is so versatile, and I love it, but for right now, in terms of what I'm doing and having to travel and everything, this style is great because I don't really have to do much to it, but moisturize it and kind of keep it in good condition and oil.
Will there be a Thank God I'm Natural Part 2?
Oh, definitely. So what we're working on next, a book about homemade hair care recipes, because that a lot of Black women have been very excited about that aspect of the book. We're also working on a manual, I think. I'm not a vegetarian yet, but I'm definitely becoming more concerned about healthy lifestyles, so I'm definitely giving thoughts or considerations to writing a book about not necessarily how to go vegetarian, but a cookbook for people who are interested in eating less meat or curbing meat in their diet and just giving them more options of meatless recipes.
Flexitarian.
Flexitarian, exactly.
Yeah.
A flexitarian, giving them more meatless options to choose from. So even if they're not ready, like me, to fully commit to saying I'm getting rid of all animal products in my diet, here's some things that I can do to live a healthier life and just kind of improve my nutrition.
And what advice do you have for any other aspiring writer who wants to write a health or beauty related book?
Wonderful. So essentially, we were just talking about this. I'm working on a new book called Do It Yourself Publishing, giving authors the right tools to self-publish, market, and sell their book. And specifically for health and beauty, I would just say make sure you're passionate about the subject, because it's not just so much about writing the book. I thought that was the hardest part, but it's the marketing and getting your message out there to other people. So I would just say choose a subject that you're passionate about. Don't ever sacrifice quality. Always hold quality at the highest standards, and just know that my advice, I strongly encourage self-publishing. Just control your content, because you never know where your project can take you, and contracts with large publishers at certain times can rob you of your rights in future endeavors. And so those would be my 3 tips. But again, you can check out my new book, Do It Yourself Publishing, which will be coming out this summer. I'll also be hosting self-publishing workshops to give aspiring writers tips on what they should be doing in order to achieve success in the publishing industry.